So the very first thing that has kind of stuck with me as a squad leader in PR, because that's basically what I've been doing in PR for a very long time, is basically just after a few months of starting to play, I started commanding and squad leading, and I found it to be really fun. But it can also be a game that you can get really frustrated about and really angry about. And when things don't go your way, or when other players don't do what you want, which happens, to be honest, most of the time. So really, what you have to try to do when you play as a squad leader, because your job is actually to let everybody else have the best time possible. In my opinion, that's the job of the squad leader. It's to, he has 7 other people, and he has to give them a great time. And for me, a great time in PR is when we're organized, we're working together, we're communicating, we're all working toward one goal. Um, and me, I like to be a little bit, paying attention to tactics that sometimes are used in real life, even though, many of those tactics are completely useless in PR. Like we wouldn't be doing certain things in PR that we would do in real life. Like we can't camouflage ourselves properly. We can't. There's no need for reconnaissance because we already kind of know basically where the enemies might be. So there's no real need for that for the most part, except for maybe for special events when we really don't know what positions the enemies might be on a 4 kilometer map or so. But on this map, for example, if you look at your map, you'll see a bunch of flags, and those are the flags that that people will be fighting around. So you can kind of tell, maybe they'll set up something there, maybe they'll come here. We'll definitely be fighting over this one particular area. Um, yeah, so I think the main thing for a PR squad leader is really to make everybody have a good time, or to help everybody have a good time. And for me, the way to do that is to keep kind of a really, really short leash on the squad and keep telling people what to do nicely. I mean, I don't like shouting at people. I don't like saying, you must do that. Like, go and grab the transport truck and take it back to main and give me crates. Like, I wouldn't say that. I would say, hey, can somebody volunteer? I need somebody to take that transport truck back to base to get some more supplies, please. And make sure to add please at the end, because at the end of the day, we're playing a game, and nobody really wants to, get shouted at for things. Yeah. So, any questions about staying calm and keeping a positive attitude? Okay, so I'll just move right ahead. I think that's one of the most, like what I just talked about, is one of the most important things in PR, is to not get angry. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get angry, and I get angry all the time. But what I try to do is not let it out on other people. So, like, if somebody doesn't hit, their target, or they run off and they didn't realize that they ran away from the squad or something, I wouldn't start shouting at them, fuck you, idiot, you're kicked, But I do like to keep some control, and I think people appreciate that, at least people who play PR the way that it's supposed to be played and who want to do that. People appreciate when the squad leader is in command and telling them what to do a little bit. Maybe not in a, authoritative, mean tone, but more like, hey guys, come with me, let's do this. Yeah, so the second thing that I try to do is talk a lot. Like, I talk constantly when I'm squad leading. Because people will run off and do things that are sometimes not so useful for whatever it is that I want to do, that the squad needs to do. And take kits sometimes that are really useless in certain situations. Like, if we're not mining a road, we don't need a combat engineer. If we're not blowing up a fob, we don't need a combat engineer. If we don't have any armor on the map, we don't need a hat. Things like that. So I just ask people politely, please, would you mind taking whatever kit it is that I feel that I need. And for me, I've found it really, really useful to always have a medic in the squad. If it's just me and one other person, then I will still usually ask that guy to grab a medic kit, because at some point we're going to get shot at, at some point somebody's going to go down, so it pays off to have a medic kit. And if we have, 3 to 4 people in the squad, I try to get an AR in there. I feel like the AR is probably the most important kit in the squad, and it is almost never utilized in the right way. How I like to, ask my AR, which is automatic rifleman, to operate is just as soon as we have some sort of enemy, contact, whatever happens, I like for the AR to be shooting a lot, like not, crazily like bam, 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 bam for and empty his whole mag at at once, but more like controlled bursts at where we think the enemy might be to keep the enemy's head down, because if the enemy's head is down, they can't kill us, or at least they have a harder time killing us, and it's a game, so they'll still pop their head up and stuff. But now I haven't really played with these weapon changes. Apparently the AR is even more potent, so like I find a lot of ARs in my squad, they'll just like walk around, and then when they see something, they'll shoot, which is good, but it's not so great because sometimes enemies will come up, out of their cover. Even if you don't see them, they'll pop up out of their cover, and they can do that because you're not shooting at them. So if you know where the enemies are, if you're, came into an ambush, or if you're ambushing somebody, and you don't want them to put accurate fire on you, you have to keep their heads down somehow. And why do you need to keep their heads down? You need to keep their heads down because you want to get close to them so that you can pop off a grenade in their face, or you can run around them and shoot them in the back or something like that. You always want to be shooting people, from the side or the back or somewhere where they don't expect is the best. If you have to, attack people from, they're looking directly at you, that's the worst. Sometimes that's what you have to do, but it's really the worst. So you want to try to put down fire so that they have to keep their heads down. It can be mortar fire, it can be CAS, it can be just the AR, it can be AR, machine gunner, grenadier. Everybody shooting at the the target just to keep their heads down. It doesn't really matter as long as their heads are down. And when their heads are down, that means that you can move, and they won't see you when you move. So maybe you need to put up smoke for that, depending on what it is. If you're crossing open ground, maybe you should put up smoke before you move. But sometimes also the smoke can kind of tell you off to the enemy. Oh, there's an enemy squad over here. They've just popped a bunch of smoke. Let's all attack them. Sometimes that's not also a great solution, but there are all kinds of different tools at your disposal for tricking the enemy and not letting them know what you're doing. And that's the most important thing I find tactics-wise in PR, is to try to do things that are unexpected and to do things that are effective. And effective tactics, in my opinion, is definitely, playing pretty slowly, but staying near objectives for sure, because that's the most important thing in the game, is to stay near objectives and hold those objectives down, because they do cost a lot of tickets. But if I have to move really slowly from one objective to the next, or if I have to stay off an objective for 10 minutes, I'm fine with that too. Like, it's okay to not be at the objective all the time, but it's also not okay to like do a long flanking maneuver through the side of the map for 1 hour. Like, that's gonna be too much. Might be fun, it might be, intense or something to sneak around and not get seen for the whole game, but it doesn't really contribute to the team effort, which is what you want. You want to be helpful to the rest of the team and win the match. That's the end game. So yeah, stay relevant, stay in your objectives, and try to be smart about how you move and what you do. So I don't know if you guys have led squads before. So do you all know how to use the radio markers on the map, that sort of thing?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is there anybody who's unsure about how to place map markers as a squad leader? Good. Okay, so you all know how to do that. That's great. And I think map markers are really important. They're usually better than talking in radio because you don't want to, bother people. I don't like when people are talking too much in the squad leader radio. I try to do that when it's good. Yeah, go ahead.
May I have a question? I have seen on some video that someone like placed the marker for like artillery strike or maybe area attack. I don't know exactly. And he like didn't have to set the contact distance. And when I asked he told me it was something like when you have a commander, you don't need to place some contact distances or something. Do you know something about that?
Yeah, with an area attack, you don't need a contact distance. Actually, it's very simple. All you need to do is you get your binoculars, your GLTD, and you zoom in on whatever it is you want, like a piece of terrain where you want your area attack or a building, and then it can be like far away and almost obscured. If there isn't anything in the way of where you're looking with your binoculars, it's fine. And then you keep your mouse in the same spot, and you get your radio, and you'll right-click on your radio, and I think it is T, and you can call in an area attack. But the commander obviously needs to be there, and the area attack needs to be loaded.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah. But it's fairly simple. You can try it out sometime when you're squad leading, and the time is right for an area attack. You don't even need a commander. You can just get somebody in your squad to go commander, and then, if the area attack is loaded, then you can put it down pretty fast.
Okay, thank you.
And basically the same thing for mortars. Mortars, you do have to set distance to target, and so you get a correct marker, more or less. But what I do is I tell the mortar squad on the radio, on Mumble, where exactly do I want the fire. And then I'd like to stay around, and I like to, talk to them about, did it land where I wanted it, or did it land totally off from where I wanted it, and then just correct them and say, no, I want it more 50 meters to the right or to the east of where you were shooting, for example. And lots of people in this game, maybe not everybody, but lots of people like to use sort of military simulation talk when they play. But I try to use as normal language as possible because I know that lots of people don't know. So, and I don't even like it. So I just talk how I talk, and try to explain things with normal words instead of certain words. But I mean, I still find myself saying Roger and stuff like that, whatever. Yeah. So, since you guys are pretty sure about the game mechanics kind of involved with squad leading, I guess one thing to mention is the map. Like, I use the map a lot, and you can. I'm talking about the caps lock menu. I'm not talking about the M key map, because the M key map you can just see. You can see a little bit, but if you press caps lock, everybody press caps lock. You can see the squad, and you can see if somebody's down. You can highlight their name. You can zoom in on the map. Let's all find Azivego. He's on the west side of our little formation here. You can find where he is, and then you can say, oh no, you're too far away. Azivego, get closer. Stuff like that. That's the way that I manage my squad, because I don't see name tags usually. There are 100 players, so we usually don't see all the name tags, and they only pop out when we zoom in on people. So I find it's really useful to check that map and the caps lock menu like a lot, and also kind of keep up on what's happening with the team. Like, I don't want to get too bogged down in what the squad is doing. It's important to keep it controlled and play well, but it's really important what you're doing and where, like, are you being useful to the team. So if I see a squad that's doing really badly and they're getting wiped out or something, maybe I'll call them and ask, hey, do you need support? And this is not information that you would usually know just by running around. Running around is good because you keep your situational awareness, but another level of situational awareness as squad leader is to keep control of your map and know where other players are and what they're doing. You wouldn't have this in reality, of course, but in this game, yeah, you have this map and it tells you where everything is and where everybody is, and you have to take advantage of that. And you can also tell where the enemies are. You don't see where the enemies are, but you see where the friendlies are. You see where they're dying. You see, if markers are popping up, you see the flags. You see, grid references, and everything. Contact markers, exactly, and it's all relevant information to you that you need to keep in your head all of the time. Just as much as your own squad, you need to know what's happening around you, because if you don't know what's happening around you, then you don't know what you should be doing, and you'll just end up running around or standing around or whatever, or just defending a static position somewhere where it's not useful. So yeah, keep up with the map is another piece of advice that I would give. Don't have it up too much. That's probably my thing that I do in PR too much. I have the map up like probably 70% of the time that I play, which is probably too much. But I'm pretty obsessed with the map. I'll look at that a lot. And then, I'll still come out with some kills, but maybe not, million kills. I like to have my squad shoot for me. Like, I'll shoot and I'll kill and I'll, play offensively and go after the enemies myself and lead by example and, take charge. Because the squad needs that. It needs that you do things to motivate them and kind of be like, all right, we're attacking this position over here, go, go, go. And then you were the first to run out. And that means, you're the example for the squad and they're all going to follow you. If you go somewhere, they're going to follow you if it's something, that makes sense. If you're like, oh, there's a machine gun nest, across the road and it's, shooting at you and you say, charge, and then you start running, the squad's going to think that you're crazy and then you die 2 seconds later and everybody else dies too. So, within reason, but yeah. So at the start of the round, some of these things is what I like to emphasize. I like to talk about, what kits to get, but that's only one part. Emphasize at the round start is kind of the ethos and rules that I like to have in my squad. I like, to use teamwork and communication and to stay together. So that's usually the, the three kind of platitudes that I'll, speak out at the start of the round so that everybody's on the same page. And, some people like to run around on their own in PR. That's fine by me, but not in my squad. I prefer people to stick together and work together very closely. Yeah. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. Usually when I try to squad lead, it's like when I order and put markers to order my squad, it's like I usually just left behind. Is it just me or is there some tips from you?
I didn't quite understand. So when you put down a marker for the squad to move somewhere or attack something, they don't do what you say, or?
Yeah, they do what I said, but I'm just slow, but they usually are far away ahead from me. Do you have any tips from that, or is it just me?
Yeah, I guess my tip with that, if your squad is not where you are, is tell them to get where you are. Ask them at least to get where you are. And if they don't wanna hang out with you, what's the point of them being there? So if your whole squad is somewhere else than where you are, that means that, your squad, they know what to do, but you don't know what to do. Yeah. Did that answer your question to, if they're not following you, then tell them to?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like to be really, really vocal, and if somebody's not doing what I want them to, I'm going to tell them to start doing what I want them to. And I'll be nice about it, I'll be polite about it, but if they really don't, follow this ethos that I follow of working together, staying together, fighting together, then what's the point, of them being there? Then I'll just kick them out the squad. I'll give them a few warnings first, and because end of the day, there's not so many people playing PR, so you don't want to, not be friends with people. And I try to be friends with as many of the players that I meet as possible. Not obviously you can't, please everyone, which I don't want to, but yeah, no, it's good not to get enemies in PR. What I also like to do sometimes, not all of the time, it depends how, who's in your squad really is super important, but I like to assign a second in command person. So if I go AFK for 5 minutes, everything doesn't fall apart. That still happens sometimes. I'll leave the squad and, everything goes to shit. And then I'll come back after my game crash or something and, everybody's dead. I don't like to see that, so I'll assign somebody who I know knows a little bit about how to lead. Another thing that's really important when you get a bunch of, because every time you're squad leading, usually if it's a public squad and you're not just playing with friends is easy. Like, friends is the easiest thing in the world because everybody, is kind of in the same mindset and people know what to do a little bit and they're gonna follow your command and do what you say more or less and work together. But if you're playing with a bunch of random people, which is what I do almost all of the time, because that's what I like to get, some, 2 members of the squad who just started playing who really don't know what to do, and another 2 veterans maybe who
User
are so
joined your
confident of
channel.
themselves that they'll ignore everything that you say. I like challenges, so I take on the most difficult challenge that I can get, which is to lead a public squad. In my opinion, a public team is worse, but a public squad is very, very difficult, and that is what I'm going to be training you for. I mean, you're not all public players. You've come here to learn and to participate, and not just to play on a public server. So I'm expecting you guys to be a little bit more, not only following orders, but also kind of being proactive about communication and helping each other. So we don't have that problem, but if you just join a server and you make a squad and you have 7 people join, it's not always going to be easy. You're going to have people who are maybe not helpful to you, and sometimes the best situation is not to kick them. Sometimes it's to let them play and nudge them along and tell them or ask them to do things for you, and eventually maybe they'll start listening, and eventually maybe they'll start, or they'll become a really good player, and you'll become really good friends in the game. It happens. So I don't like to exclude people who are new, or who don't follow your way of doing things, because just a little bit of gentle nudging and kind of showing them the way sometimes can really make it much better. But if you do have a squad of people who are not so smart, at least when it comes to the game, is to simplify. Like, you don't want to do complicated things. You don't want to carry out an attack on your own as a squad. You don't want to be doing complicated things. Like, you're not going to want that player to grab an APC all of a sudden and expect to do very nice coordinated mech inf, or you're not going to want to do complicated maneuvers and things like that. You'll just have to be like, all right, guys, follow me. We're going here. Oops, enemies are to our west. Let's attack them. It'll be as simple as that. And sometimes you'll be able to do more, but most of the time, I try to keep it as simple as possible, depending on the skill level of the people. Now, you guys, you're a little bit more skilled, I'm guessing, and you've been playing PR for a little bit, and you've been in a bunch of squads, so you're gonna know these basics already. So I can go beyond the basics, is what I'm guessing. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
think
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 6 months.
Yes. So I would like to move right along to squad movement. I'm going to talk about this for a little bit, so you guys can kind of get the picture of things, and then we'll start when Deviro's back. We'll start actually moving and testing some things out. And these, usually movement is just like, all right, we need to go to this flag. Let's go there, and then you just pick a route and you just go, or you don't even pick a route. You just run. And that happens to me too. But at the start of the game, or if you're at main base, it really doesn't matter how you move. You can move really fast. You can take a vehicle. You can kind of just hit the gas and go, get the gas pedal and just go really, really fast, or you can run really, really fast without any kind of regard to how you're moving. And that's usually how you're going to be moving in PR. But if you are entering an area with enemies in it, or you suspect enemies might be there, you need to be a little bit more cautious. And it's just to keep your squad alive. Like, we're not expecting the squad to stay alive forever, but we want to, and it's not, usually we're not playing a one life event where we have to be even more careful. But if it's just a public game, and most games are public games with normal PR rules, you're still going to want to not die so much, right? So what you need to try to do is to move as a squad in the way that you're all protected and you're moving through a route that's not silly and stupid. Let me give an example of a silly and stupid route if you all get your maps out. And you can see the move marker. I'm going to place some move markers, and this is the route that we're going to take as a squad. I'm going to suggest that as a squad leader. Let's all just
advance to this location.
Go here.
Advance to this location. Advance to this location. Move to my marker.
Along the road.
Move to my marker. Advance to this location.
Yeah, we'll just walk up the road from Mining up to Novalak Hill, and it's very open ground. And that would work if the enemies were in Echo 1. Let's say that all of the enemies were in Echo 1. That would be okay. But we don't expect the enemies to be in Echo 1. We expect them to be on Novalak Hill. Maybe they're on the east of Novalak Hill too. Maybe they're south of Novalak Hill. We don't know. But we can expect, enemies will be near Novalak Hill. So we're not going to just want to walk through the open, and get ambushed. That's not a good idea. Because we always want to find the enemies before they find us. Now, if we don't do that, that's okay. That's going to happen all the time, that you just stumble into enemies. But you want to try to avoid stumbling into anything. You want to kind of keep a plan. And the simplest way of keeping a plan when you're moving is to try to move through, terrain features that give you some sort of cover or concealment. There's two different types of things that, protect you from fire. There's cover and there's concealment, and they're kind of interchangeable in a way because usually concealment is also cover. But, in the case of a small bush or a building that is penetrable by bullets, it's just concealment. It's not really cover. But yeah, if I wanted to walk up to Novalak Hill right now, maybe I would start with maybe going up here,
Move to my marker.
and then once I'm there, I'll start walking really, really carefully
Advance to this
with a
location.
squad up here. Maybe we'll form a line. We'll form a line, and we'll all be facing
Move
north.
to my marker.
And right about here, maybe we'll stop the squad. We'll keep a look around, what's going on. And then we'll really, really carefully start crossing this open area north of that marker.
Advance to
Cross
this
over
location.
there. Oh, okay, now there's enemy contact, so we'll take care of that contact. And then maybe we'll end up
Advance to this
here.
location.
Who knows? But that's a little bit different. So we don't want to be walking through open areas for extended amounts of time. If we are walking through an open area, we want to make sure that we do it sort of quickly, and also that we're covering each other, which I'll come to later. How to do that, and how to kind of enforce that with your squad, and keep doing that all the time, covering each other. Now that's something that you have to, you might know it. Like, you might know that when you stop as a squad and you just take a knee and you're just doing nothing for a second, or even if you're moving, you're not gonna want to just I'm looking up in the sky, looks nice, talking to your friend. You can do that when you're moving from the main base to the first flag. That's fine. But otherwise, you're gonna want to be a little bit more cautious. You're gonna want to move slowly. Want to take a knee sometimes, look around, cover a sector. So I like to tell people to cover sectors. Sometimes I'll just shout out, everybody cover a direction. Sometimes I'll be specific and say, one person should be covering south, one person should be covering east, and I'll use the names. But usually I'll just resort to, everybody please, as we're moving, try to, look around, move carefully. When I stop, I want you all to stop, and I'm going to tell you to. And when we do, I want you just to take a knee and cover a sector. And why is that important? It's important because the enemies might come up at any time and ambush us from any direction, right? Like right now, they could come up from, they could come up from anywhere. So we want to make sure that we're all kind of looking in a direction where we should be. Like right now, you wouldn't all be looking at me. You'd all be it doesn't matter right now, you can look at me. But as an example, if we're all standing out here on this road, you wouldn't want to look at me. You'd want to look at where the enemies might be coming from. And, you stay still so that your deviation is settled. We all know about deviation, I hope.
Yes.
Okay, so when you're still, that means you're accurate. And if you get enemies, then if you're accurate, you can kill them easily. If the enemies are moving and you're still, you're the person who's probably going to kill them. Now that doesn't apply all the time. You also need to keep the initiative, and you can't just stay still in one place for the whole game. But when you're moving from position to position, you take breaks every now and then. You don't just want to be looking at each other's faces. You don't want to have two medics in the same spot. You want to spread out a little bit and cover around you, to make sure that if the enemies do ambush us from some direction, if they stumble upon us, we kill them before they kill us. That's always the most important thing. And what I do is just, tell people, let's look at the player names. Blaze, cover east, spread out 50 meters to the east by the truck. You don't need to do these things. I'm just telling you randomly. Deviro, I want you to set up on the the south side of the road covering south. Things like that. And you just look at the map, who's closest to that position or who can do it. If we're moving to a certain position, maybe I'll want the medics to stay in the back and to be covering the flanks or behind us as we're moving. They can't do that all the time because when you move forward, you can just watch forward, really. But whenever they get the chance, cover behind us. You never know what happens. So yeah. Make sure we're covering each other. Very important, and something that I try to do. It's not always so easy. Sometimes you get a squad, they're going to be running around like headless chickens, and there's not much you can really do about that other than doing your best and trying your best to enforce certain things in your squad. But it doesn't always work out, and that's okay. I've been leading for some time, and it's different every time. Sometimes you get a beautiful squad that do exactly what you need, and they're all amazing players, and you win the game, or you get a amazing kill-death ratio, which is what people like to go for. Or you just get a terrible squad, and you all, you made 2 kills, and you have 36 deaths, and you weren't able to do anything, and your team lost. That will happen too, and it didn't mean that you did a bad job. It really didn't. Sometimes it did, but usually it doesn't mean that you did a bad job. It could just be that your squad wasn't meant to be a squad, and that's not you. That's just sometimes it's you. Sometimes you didn't do your job right, but usually it's just your squad members. And I don't like to say that because I really do believe that I can help the squad along to be the most effective it can be. And if I have an inexperienced squad, a bad squad, if I see that we're dying like 3 times over and we have 0 kills, let's just, do something simple. We'll go defend somewhere. We'll sit back and defend, and do simple things. We're not going to go ahead and charge, an attack objective, just like that, because we're just going to get mowed down again, and it's not going to be fun for anyone. So,
quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
What's the best way to control your temper when a squad leader? Because when I squad leader, I usually always get mad at my entire squad, and I usually rage quit.
Yeah,
That
also I
happens.
often yell at my
I won't
squad.
tell you that it doesn't happen, but the way that I deal with that is just, not to have too many expectations. Like, I'm happy when everybody has a mic, when everybody follows the squad within a 200-meter range. When I haven't told them otherwise. I'm happy when the rest of the squad is happy. And if we die 36 times and have 0 kills, it's usually my fault. And it's my fault because, I led the squad to do something that we couldn't do. And that's not the people's fault. They might be new, they might not be so good, or they might have a, shitty computer, or they, the enemy were just better. And that just means that let's do something simpler, let's do something easier. It can still be fun, it can still be intense, it can still be immersive. You can defend a position for 30 minutes, and it can be really, really immersive and interesting. Of course, you want to stay near some sort of relevant objective, but sometimes if you can't, maybe it's better just to defend an objective that's not in play, even though it might be better for your team to go somewhere else. If your squad will die less, have a better time, and you're not breaking the rules, go for it, in my opinion. Just do something simple. If you're dying over and over, do something simple. And don't try to do the same thing over and over again. Just try something different. If your squad dies, don't do the same thing. Do something different.
I have a
Okay,
question.
thank you.
Can I
Yep.
interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What I do usually, like, sometimes I have that too, or I have a squad that it just, well, to be honest, it's just complete and honest shit. But what I remember is that ultimately you're responsible for the squad if you're squad leading. If somebody dies, that's your own fault.
Someone died.
But yeah, it's just all that. That's Oscar's
Oh yeah,
fault.
somebody
But-
just dropped out the server, so that's
But-
my
Sorry,
fault
it's
then.
me.
But
It's
if,
me again.
But look,
I don't think
if it all goes to shit, just like Oscar said, it's like you just rethink. If you see like a specific player that's not really meeting up to your expectations, just talk with them. Just say like, look, just stick with me.
You
I'll,
fucked up, Robo.
take you through this.
Place it
and,
somewhere else.
Just take it slowly. Just
Place it somewhere else. What are you
getting out of
doing?
your squad never helps. Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Robo, you
C4,
fucked up,
C4,
Robo.
Get the fuck away from him!
Great.
Dumbass.
So why don't we do a little bit
Again.
of an exercise?
That's an enemy.
We're not gonna do it with enemies just yet. What we're gonna
That's
do
enemy?
is we're gonna move
Never
to a
mind. I'm
position.
fine.
I'm gonna be leading you,
Never
and you
mind.
can get an idea for what the ideal situation is when I lead a squad and how I like to move.
Can
So if
you
you look
wait
at-
about 40 seconds for me to rejoin?
Yes, I can wait 40
No,
seconds for
just
you to
type
rejoin.
in. Oh, you crashed, or you gotta.
Yeah, I'm crashing. I
Oh, okay.
don't know why, but my connection in my home is quite
Yes,
bad.
we will wait. Don't worry. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna move. Let's just get to the top of this hill. Let's say that we expect enemies to be somewhere there on the way. We don't know where they are. Let's just play, and pretend that we think that enemies are somewhere on the way, which they probably aren't. If they are, that's great. Then we'll get a surprise, which is nice. But I just want to try out moving. So when we move, the most common formation that we'll probably be using is just a big blob of everybody running around like crazy people, which is usually the formation that I use too. And it's honestly the most useful formation is just everybody in some sort of if you look at the map, all you see is just a blob of people. That's fine. You don't need to change that. But if you want to keep more security, and if your squad members are a little bit more experienced, what you could try out are, especially the column formation, which makes you move faster, and it's the line formation, which makes you move a lot slower, but you keep a lot of security to the front. So to try that out, why don't we all just line up in a long line here from south to north, and we'll see, can we all line up in a line?
Quick thing about that.
South
I
to
tried
north,
it with the
yeah, go ahead.
squad once, and it gets a bit messy because nobody knows exactly how to do it.
Right, so what you need to tell your squad is, look quickly at the map, we're all gonna be from south to north, facing west. And then we're gonna move 50 meters to the west. Okay, squad, let's move. Slowly, let's walk.
I have a question.
Yep.
When you
Stop. Take a knee.
I don't think
Alright,
we
go
need
ahead.
to stop, but oh shit, my game just crashed. But never mind. We are like defending, and we are defending for like 20 minutes or so. How do you keep the guys to like not get itchy and start running around or something? Because I understand it gets boring. But
It's because you're doing the same boring thing for too long, and people's attention spans are super short. So you need to start telling them things that are totally unnecessary, but just to keep them on their toes. So you need to start. Let's make an example. As Ivago and everybody's defending this position. We're all in a line. Defending the west. We expect the enemies to come from the west. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Just a stupid example. So let's have as Ivago and Blaze. I want you to scout out this area here. Just take a scouting mission over there. Go do that, please. Go ahead.
Roger that, sir. Finally, get some action.
Right, finally they get some action, they get to run around, maybe there's nothing there, maybe there is, which is even better because then you had them go out and scout and do something useful. And you can also say, alright, I want Deviro and Robotic, I want you to set up by the truck and, defend the truck. We think the enemies might be coming in from north and ambush that truck, so you defend it with your life. You just have to try to make it immersive and interesting for the people who are defending with you.
yeah, the sentence defending for your life would probably made it.
Right, so some of
Report,
the things
sir.
will actually be useful, like sending out a scouting party to look
Correct.
around, patrolling an area is really, really useful when you're defending. Make sure that you have somebody covering different sectors. If you're in a building, somebody cover the stairs. Change the person up who's covering the stairs every 2 minutes, or 5 minutes if it's somebody who's really patient, because people don't like to look at something static.
If I'm
Which
in your
is what
squad,
you do
let me defend the stairs.
which is what you should be doing. You should be looking at, a certain field of fire. I'm going to be looking from 10, north minus 10 to north plus 10, That's a very small area. That's all you're going to be looking at. That's the ideal situation. But people are never going to do that, so you need to keep inventing things for them to do, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's stupid, just to keep them, entertained. Because you were kind of an entertainer as a squad leader. It's very different from, any kind of real life situation where people will actually follow your orders and do what you say, even if it's boring, because it's their job. Here, it's not their job, so they're just going to do whatever they think is fun. And that might be, oh, I'm going to run off on my own with the hat kit and find, the enemy armor. And that's great. Let them do that, but try to make it part of your plan. That way people will think, oh, he's a great squad leader. He comes up with nice ideas for me to do things, If you're not saying anything, if you're not telling people what to do, people aren't going to think that you were leading the squad properly. People are just going to think they can do whatever they want and they can run off and do things. Yeah. Any more questions about that?
No, that was a nice answer.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so why don't we do this? What we're gonna do is we're gonna start moving up to this hill here. I'm gonna want Deviro and Robotic to take points. You two guys, I want you to move first. The rest of the squad, I want you to stay 50 meters behind. Medic in the back. Medic, I want you to cover the rear. Deviro, I want you to pick a route that gives us cover. Up to that marker. Alright, Deviro and Robotic, you guys can move out together. The rest will just follow in behind. You guys can move forward, move up to that marker. That's northeast. Across the
Robot, come with me.
Oh, that might be a good point to add.
Gives us cover.
If you're going somewhere, always say like generally which direction it is, so that people see it immediately.
That's true. I should have said, let's go northeast up the hill and explain it more clearly. We'll cross the road and go northeast toward the marker.
Let's just assume that everybody in your squad is a complete dumbass.
All right.
We'll make it as simple as it
stop.
can.
Deviro, Robotic, stop. Everybody move across the road to this marker. North.
Me and Robot too.
Yeah, everybody just move. I figured that you guys weren't moving the way that I wanted, so I'm relieving you of the decision of where to walk. This is what happens quite a lot. Sometimes I'm not saying it to defend you guys or say that you were doing the wrong thing. Yeah, right. You pick a route, and then I expect you to take a route toward the where we're going. And when it isn't toward where we're going, then that's okay, but not for too long. Okay, so let's have the same thing. I want Deviro and Robotic to be up front, Medic in the back. Keep moving toward the marker. Straight toward the marker. Now this is what we call the blob formation. It's an organized blob formation because we've told two people to go ahead. It's a disorganized formation because...
This way, this way, this way.
Alright, we're going northwest.
Advance to this location.
It's a disorganized squad formation because we're just, blobbing it, which is okay. And this is how it's usually going to be, and this is better than anything. And especially in this situation, you're not going to get a perfect formation in a forest, and you don't want a perfect formation. That's not your goal. Your goal is just to move the squad to a place and keep them safe. Squad, hold up. Right here. Stop. Cover sectors. I want Robotic. Where are you at? Okay. I just want the guy at the top of the hill. Is that Deviro?
Yeah.
And Robotic, I want you to cover toward north and east. Rest of the squad, just stay here, take a knee, find cover. Scan sectors.
You look east, I will look north.
And it's okay to stay like this for a good 2 minutes. People are not going to be totally bored. So you just tell them, keep scanning sectors, guys. I expect enemies to be in this area. We need to be really careful as we keep moving. We're going to move slowly. Something to that effect. And people are going to start, imagining things. Sometimes, usually, what they're imagining is going to be true. Like, there might be enemies here, so you should be fucking alert. But people aren't alert unless you tell them to be alert. They're just going to start running around. They're just going to start being little idiots, like most PR players are, which is fine, but you can always coach them into being better. And to be better is just, to keep alert and keep focused on the game, and that will make everybody's experience more immersive. So the next, we tried out the line. It's really, really useful when you're moving through an area where you think the enemies are, or where you know the enemies are, and you want to kind of ambush them and, have the advantage toward them. If you're all spread out and you have lots of guns facing forward, then you can shoot, a lot of enemies. If you're all in a column following the first person, then you're just gonna have one person finding the enemy. Or if the enemy comes from your side, it'll be a line, which is great then. So that then it's perfect. But you want to move in a way that provides security to the squad and dependent on where the enemies might be. So the next thing we're going to try is bounding Overwatch. Just anybody ever heard of that? Those two words before?
No.
No.
Yep.
No.
Okay, one person heard about those words. That's great. So bounding Overwatch or leapfrogging is when you have. You can do it with 2 people. You can do it with 8 people. You can do it in various different ways, but the easiest way to do it is to divide your squad up in 2 parts. 2 fire teams is what I like to call it. So what I'll usually do is I'll assign me, the AR, which is Azivego, and Nick, the medic. Let's all of us just form up right here on this move command right here. And then I'm going to want Deviro, I'm going to want you to lead the other fire team. Since you're an experienced player, I want you to lead the other fire team. I want the other fire team to form up right here so that you get to know each other. That other fire team is Fire Team 2, or Team 2. And Team 2 is made up of Blaze, Robotic, and Deviro. So, one fire team, let me explain this. One fire team is the officer, the AR, and the medic. And this fire team, can we have a guess what this fire team is?
Fire team shitstorm.
Yes, we are the covering fire team, but we're not always the covering fire team, but we are the supporting fire team. So, since we have the AR in our team, we're the base of fire. And the other people, they are used for, attacking a position. But we do this interchangeably, If one fire team needs to attack, then, the AR team attacks, but we want the AR team to stay in cover in case we're attacking something. So, but for now, we're just going to move. And why do we move like this? Have a guess. Anybody know why we move in fire teams and one goes ahead before the other and then one covers?
Because
you just coordinate.
Yeah. Like one of them needs to be.
Again? I misunderstood you.
Yeah, sorry. The question is, why do we move in 2 teams, one covering the other?
Because the other can flank when we're engaging.
Yes, correct. Another reason.
It's easier to coordinate.
Easier to coordinate. That's true.
And also, in case one fire team goes down, another team has another fire team has a medic to revive the other team.
That's correct. That's another reason. Those are all excellent reasons. One of my reasons for doing it is because of deviation and because of somebody who's running, somebody who's moving, can't shoot, at least not well. You can't run and then take a knee, and after half a second you can fire. Not really. Like, you can do that, but if one person is stationary and covering, especially when it's the AR can lay down a lot of fire if the other team comes in contact. So if one team comes in contact, then the other team can support them so that they, can move to a position that's better. Maybe they need to fall back, maybe they need to attack, whatever it is that they need to do. It's good to keep, leapfrogging the fire team so that, one team moves up, then that team stops, and then the next team moves up, and then that team stops, and then the next team moves up. And this is a really, really careful and calculated way to move, and you're not going to want to do this most of the time. But you're going to want to do this when you're approaching a position, where it makes sense. Like in this forested area, it really makes sense.
Okay.
It also makes sense to just move as a, one single blob. But especially when we're crossing open areas, especially when we're, moving in an area where we think the enemy might be, it's very, very useful. Why don't we do this? We're going to start moving down to this road, and then we're going to cross that road. If you look at your map, we're going to move here, and then we're going to, actually we'll do this. We'll come here, and then we'll cross over the road right here. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to just move as a blob, but still separate into fire teams. My fire team, the AR fire team, team 1 will take point. Let's go. Moving out.
Can you, for someone who is not an English native speaker, like explain the phrase "take point"?
Go first.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
AKA,
All
be
right,
shot first.
We're moving out toward the marker.
Quick question.
Fire team 1, hold position. Fire team 2, move up. Go ahead and with a question.
When there's a fire team, right? Or basically, who's the point guard? Like, who takes point? Is it the squad leader or is it the person like?
Usually the squad leader will take point, but that's usually the easiest way to do it is for people to follow each other. So, all right. Team 2, find a position to hold.
Position found.
Moving up. Team 1 moving up. And what we try to do, what we fail to do a little bit now, is that one team moved out of sight from the other team. So what we try to do is to keep both teams in sight of each other, more or less. Not always, but more or less. All right, this is great. So we're going to have Team 2 stay in position, and Team 1 is going to move up here.
Advance to this location.
Enemy fob sighted.
Oh no.
All right, let's have an imaginary scenario. So we start taking fire, and Team 1 is taking fire from right here. Contact west, across the open on the hill.
Good.
All right, start moving up toward that positive flank from the north. Go, go, go.
Oh, god damn it.
Nah.
I'll be the fake
Let
target.
me know when in
You guys
position,
can push up.
team 2.
Got it.
I'll be the fake target. I'll be suppressing fire, but I won't be hitting you guys.
Yeah, we're just testing this out for now, so this is why we don't
position.
have any targets.
Frag out.
We're in position.
All right, Team 1, move forward west. Let's find a better position to fire from Team 1. Team 1, engage. Team 2, move. Go ahead. All right, so this is why this is useful. Ceasefire, ceasefire. Did everybody understand why this is useful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cool, cool. So we have one part of the squad are attacking, the other squad is shooting. That means the enemy's heads are down, the enemies are totally confused as to what's happening. If we were all just kind of shooting and charging from the same position, the enemies would know exactly where we are, they would know exactly where to shoot, they would know exactly where to flank, which is not that great. So you need to keep moving, especially when you're in contact with enemy, you need to keep moving, and keep them on the ball, because you want to be, taking action in a fight. You don't want to let the enemy tell you what to do. You want to tell the enemy what to do. You want to tell the enemy mainly to keep his head down and to get killed. That's what you want to tell the enemy. You don't want to tell the enemy, "Hey, here we are. Come to us. Kill us." Might be a really simplified way of saying it, but yeah, that's generally what you want. Let's see, what time do we have? We should probably go ahead and hurry up a little bit with talking, and I'm gonna have somebody else take over the squad leader position, and we're gonna try out a exercise. Do we have the up 4 players here?
Yes, we are both here. And Grenadier on the British side, take your kit back. It's on the floor.
Okay. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're all gonna base ourselves in Foxtrot 9 keypad 4. This is where the Blue 4 squad is gonna base. I'm gonna want all the up 4 to base around Novalak Hill. I don't want you to tell me where you are. I don't want you to tell anyone where you are. I want you to base yourself somewhere near Novalak Hill. I want you to either patrol or lay an ambush. Okay?
Roger that.
Alright, let's all, my squad, let's all move up to that observe command right here, or the move command. Another thing while we're just walking around is in my opinion, it's really useful to set down some rules of engagement sometimes. Sometimes you want to be sneaky, and you don't want people to just shoot at whatever they see. Because if you start shooting at whatever you see, you might not be able to kill whatever you see. And if a guy starts shooting and he's in your squad, it's going to alert the enemy to where you are, and you don't want that to happen. So sometimes it's useful to say, don't shoot unless engaged. Like, we might have enemies coming up close to us now, don't shoot them unless we're engaged. We want to keep the initiative. Something to that effect. You just say something to let your squad know to hold fire until you say so, or until you're engaged. Sometimes that's not so useful. Sometimes you just want to decide, you know, to let everybody shoot at whatever they see, and that's usually how it's going to be. But I think it's still useful sometimes to keep that in mind, that you can always tell your squad to hold fire, and not just shoot at whatever presents itself, because it might not be something that you can kill. Yeah. And also, yeah, don't attack, you know, objectives on your own. Don't attack, you know, if we were to attack Militia Fortress, we wouldn't take one squad in there, would we? Because we don't know how many they are. We don't know. They have a really good fortified position. We'd want to put in, you know, 2 APCs, 3 squads, and mortars, you know, to take that fortress, for example. But now we're just taking a little stroll through the woods. We're going to take a patrol to Novalak Hill and clear that area. Do we have a volunteer to lead the squad?
I can lead a portion.
Okay, so Azivego will be a fire team leader. Can we change? Actually, I'll take Azivego's kit, and Azivego can take some other kit. And do we have a volunteer to lead a squad?
Sure.
Up to Novalak Hill. All right.
Sure, I'll do it.
All right, Robotic's doing it. All right, so Robotic, let's, you know, you take the squad up to Novalak Hill, and I want you to order us around on what to do. I want you to tell us exactly what to do when we're in contact and not in contact.
And maybe don't do it in TeamSpeak, so then
we're
it
not
doesn't
going to do
hear
it
us.
in TeamSpeak, we're going to do it in squad chat.
Yeah.
So we're go for the training.
Okay.
We're go for the training. Britain squad is moving to Novalak Hill, and Op4 is defending.
So do we prevent you from going there to Novalak, or what?
I want you to be patrolling or ambushing around the Novalak Hill area. Don't go too far south, as we will want some, you know,
Alrighty.
space. But yeah, ambush up there. I don't care where.
Okay, Nick, Blaze, and Oskar, you're gonna be fighting 1.
Right.
Me, MB, and Deviro, I'm gonna be fighting 2.
What about me?
Fighting 1, over there, on move marker.
Fire team 1 over here.
MB, you're with Fire Team 2.
Fighting 2, assemble on me,
Over here.
Done.
on marker.
I think they're all there, boss. Right?
Yeah.
I don't see underneath my marker, but whatever.
Do you want
Press
somebody
Alt.
else with your team too?
Press Alt to see your marker. Press once Alt.
I just pressed Alt and my game almost crashed.
What the fuck, dude? Never mind.
Anyway, fighting 1 is gonna take. We're gonna move over here slowly.
Roger, moving out. Fire team 1.
Get your gun out, dude.
Wait, goddammit, wait. Here, come.
Wait,
Right,
what?
just to explain another thing, which I think is useful when we get into contact. I like to.
Right.
Sorry.
Shoot enemies on sight, but point out the context first.
Great.
So when you
yeah.
see the enemy, shout about it and then shoot.
I just wanted to explain one more thing really quickly. It's what I call battle drills, and it's what you do when you get in contact. So first,
How's the contact spotted?
contact spotted. All right, let's
What?
cut the chat.
345 north.
345 north, distance.
50 meters.
You for your
150.
engage.
Contact down, contact down. Getting for secondary objects.
Okay, fight team 2. Move up to the road,
we
stay in
do that?
cover. Move up fast.
Actually spotted you guys first.
What? Okay, fight team 1. Move up to the marker. We'll cover you.
Roger, moving.
Shots coming from 75 east.
Roger, 75 east.
Just suppress the
Can I push?
No. Okay, fight team 2, go across the road. Fight team 1, cover. Blaze. Oskar. Actually, fight team 1, move up.
Pushing.
Moving up.
There's one guy northeast with a machine gun.
Move up
I
to hit.
lost him.
Across the hill.
Fighting 1, go to the market.
Roger, moving.
He's on me, I think he's down.
Is he
He's
down?
down. He's down.
Yeah, okay.
I need medic. Team two needs medic.
Nictonic, go to fight team 2.
Head east.
Cover north.
Everyone else keep doing what you were doing.
Second.
This guy needs medic. Okay, fighting point, keep moving. Black and Azzy,
Thank you.
keep moving, please.
Alright, team 1 pushing.
Copy.
What?
We're moving up to the marker, squad leader.
Ow.
Yeah.
Roger, I'm up to marker.
Building spotted. No contact seen.
You're free to engage.
No contacts. We're clear. Contact north.
Taking fire.
Contacts northeast.
Fire team 1 engaging.
Damn it.
Shit, Grenadier, 15. 15. Grenadier, 15. Enemy Grenadier marker.
Fire team 1 has casualties.
There's only 2 of you left there.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Fire team 1 is almost wiped.
Azzy, just run and hide.
Roger, already doing
Disengage,
that.
break contact.
Alright, exercise done for now. We're gonna pick another squad leader and we're gonna do a different thing. Who wants to lead the squad for this next portion?
Okay, my excuses are that I'm unfamiliar with the map.
It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you get killed and it's not always your fault. You did good. You kept shouting out commands. Keep practicing, and yeah, practice makes perfect. It's okay. MB, do you want to lead?
Yes, I can, but I have problems with communicating because I cannot bind for some reason my mouse to mumble.
Alright, up 4. Listen up. Do you see the hill in Foxtrot 9?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to be defending a position on that hill. We're not in position yet. We'll let you know when we're in position, and then I want you to attack us from wherever side you see fit and whatever way you see fit.
Roger that.
Alright, we'll tell you when we're in position.
Okay,
Why don't we go ahead and move to that marker, and then I want MB to direct us on what to do
Okay.
when we're there.
Yeah, okay, so we will need to defend this hilly area around here. We'll just stay here, we'll not be moving anywhere too far from the marker.
Roger.
Give me a sec. I want medics to cover south and southwest around the direction. The others just pick directions. I will check. Pick a direction, then I will
This
check
is
if
the
we have
hill.
everything covered.
There's just cliff there.
This is where we should
East,
defend, like right
northeast,
here.
maybe.
Squadleader, I recommend that you figure out which sides to watch that are most relevant.
Yeah, okay. Who is watching east?
Me.
Okay.
They are watching north.
Bridge is watching northeast.
Okay, I still
I'm
need
watching
someone.
northwest.
I'm
Yeah,
watching south.
All right, militia team, we're in position.
Robotic rebel, keep eye out on south and southwest, and it
Yeah,
will be
that's. I'm on it.
I'm
nice.
watching west.
Alright, we have intel that enemy might be incoming, so watch out.
Are we free to shoot?
Yeah,
Diligence.
shoot.
Okay.
When you see contact, just call it out and then shoot.
Got it.
Squadleader, how long are we just going to be waiting here? This is boring.
that's quite. Okay, just it should be just 2 minutes or something. We are. I don't know.
How do you know that?
How do you know?
That's stupid. I want to go run around.
You're like
Yeah.
a hamster with ADHD, man.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm like bad and inventing things for this. I will have to think about something and wait for it.
MB, this is what you say. Like, this is a very vital position to hold so the rest of the team can push up. As long as we hold here, we can let the rest of the team move up.
Yeah,
There you
it
go.
would-
That's a good example.
Yeah, that would maybe come to my mind if we have a rest of the team, but
Well, To be honest, I probably shouldn't say that because now everybody's going to know that every time I say that, I'm just spinning bullshit.
Yeah, usually
you
it's
think-
actually not
I think
spinning
we're gonna
bullshit.
remember half of what we hear.
yeah, just even though we have quite fun here, just keep your eyes open because we still have the enemies incoming.
Yeah, they're gonna come eventually.
You have to say hostile activity spotted in this location. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That way you keep it vague and you're never wrong. Squad lead, 2 contacts, southwest 240, at the ridge line, across the valley.
Should the rest of us watch that position, or
Am I
should
free
we?
to open fire?
Yes, you are around the marker.
No, it's 240 southwest. I say the 2 moving.
This way.
A little bit more to the, a little bit higher, a little bit more north.
About
More
that.
north, more north. Right there, right there.
Okay.
Are free to fire?
Visual,
Yeah,
that's-
open fire. Nick Tronic, help him.
Okay, visual.
Robotek also moved to position to.
One
watch
got
them.
away,
Yeah.
one down, one got away.
Negative. I think there's 2 targets down.
I saw one get away. He's behind the tree
Alright.
from me, so I have no visual on him.
Do you want somebody to investigate?
No. Just keep an eye out of that position if they come to heal them or something. The rest of the team keep watching north to west, northeast to west.
Got it.
Roger, covering north.
Yeah, I'm watching north to northeast.
Nobody's watching southeast. I'm gonna go there.
Copy.
Initiative.
Nice job, guys.
According to the statistics, 2 contacts down.
Thank you, Squadleader.
Right. Up for. If you want to try to attack again, you can go ahead and do that, and we'll
We are
defend.
waiting.
Yep, we're doing that again.
You got wreck.
Enemy contact on the marker behind the tree. Firing.
Okay.
300.
Engage.
He's down. He's down. Enemy contact down.
Oh, guys.
Where's contact?
Tell me he's dead.
We're not finished. We won our kills.
Contact down.
Come on, you guys.
I need medic. I need medic on my position.
Medic
Coming.
I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the militia side, and you guys will have a harder time. Maybe.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
Yeah, we need to change
Oh,
the
God,
position
we're
a little bit. I will win
Stay
this.
still.
Yeah, I will stay
Does
still.
anybody else want to take a squad lead? Maybe, or you want to do more?
Yeah, is there anyone else who wants to try defensive?
I think you should lead until this session ends. I mean, this defending session.
Yeah. Until they kill at least one of us, and then attack. It's
Okay, get back in your positions, guys. 3-6.
Defending our
Watching west,
positions.
watching west.
contact north.
3-4-5, 1.
Alright, open fire.
I'm hit. I need medic at the center of the hill. Medic.
1 contact down.
Keep them
Stay still,
suppressed,
stay
keep
still,
them
stay still,
suppressed.
stay still.
Keep them suppressed, we will try to flank them.
Get behind me, get behind me.
Yeah,
Whose
watch
smoke is that?
northeast.
Whose smoke is that?
Oh, I need to watch south.
Enemy smoke.
I think they're gonna be flanking us. The 3 of them.
Don't know what they're gonna do. Need to be ready.
Oh,
One enemy
shit.
southwest.
Enemies near the marker.
Let's watch that together.
Enemy contact southwest on the mountain.
Need a medic?
Yeah, if I saw an enemy fob.
AR needs a medic.
Go heal Ozzy, good. Ozzy.
Contact
Robo.
255.
Go heal Ozzy.
Over here, over here.
User in your channel timed out.
Contact in the smoke down. Watch out for that southwest contact.
Watching.
I think I got him.
Nick,
Or
can
enemy
you hit
southeast.
the AR?
Enemy close to the east. He's down.
Nick, I need
We're
a
not
medic.
watching 360 right now.
Great job, guys. You've held off 2-3 defenses or 2-3 attacks. Now you're doing great. We're gonna reverse the roles, and we're gonna be defending a position on Novalak Hill. And I want you to find us and kill us. So that's the Britain attacking the
We're switching
militia on
Squadleader
Novalak
again.
Hill. Yeah, go ahead and switch
so-
squad leaders.
Alright guys, this is the plan. We're gonna go take Novalak Hill. What I want us to do is I want to push up towards this marker. Watch your map, see the marker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna try to push up towards this area next to Novalak Hill. Then from there we're gonna push directly onto Novalak Hill. Alright, first to that marker I need, I guess me, Blaze, and Deviro are gonna lead the charge. MB, Nick, and Robot gonna stay behind us. You're Fire Team 2. MB, you're gonna be squad lead, Fire Team 2 lead.
Okay.
Alright, Fire Team 1 is gonna take the front. Alright, keep your eyes open towards the east, north, and northeast. North and east, north to east. It could be anywhere on these hills, guys.
Alright, Op 4 is currently in defense. We are ready.
Yeah, we're ready for you.
Alright,
Ready to kick your
Fireteam
ass.
2, push up to our position. Alright, Fireteam 1, sit up here.
Fuck, I'm
Taking
shot.
shots, taking
North.
shots.
North, exactly.
I see the enemy contact 15+5 on the hill.
On the marker.
Suppressing fire.
Suppressing.
Fireteam 2, are you ready to set up?
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm coming back.
Enemies northwest. 330-ish.
Northwest guy. On the marker.
No visual. Shit, west behind us.
Yeah, heard it. Alright. Fireteam 2, can you deal with the western contact?
Affirmative.
I'm dead. I respawn.
We probably shouldn't need to
Contact
rejoin the
spotted
fight.
on the marker exact.
Yeah, medics, watch out. There were still contacts to your west, or the one who killed me.
Enemy contact died dead on the west side.
Still one contact on the marker. Fireteam 2, I'm gonna need to push up on to the west of Fireteam 1. Push up west of Squad Lead 1. Deviro, MB, how far away are you? What's your DTA?
1 minute.
Roger that. Everybody else just hold ground so far. Contact across the valley. On marker.
I'm down.
Contact on the marker.
Respawning.
I need a medic. I'm going dead right now. Fuck, I'm white.
Yeah, you go dead real quick on this server.
We're still alive. Keep it going, guys.
Alright, Robot, I need you to push across the valley, get to the other side, see if you can try to flush them out for us. Fuck, squad lead down, squad lead down.
I'm being shot at.
Contact on that marker.
Medic, get me up quickly.
No, coming.
Get me quickly
MB,
because
you're
I'm gonna
pushing
go
up?
dead soon. Yeah, the timer is really short on the server. This, whatever. Go. Oh, I'm dead.
Pressing marker.
Dead.
There's one from you where the far base.
Was that the fire base?
Not really.
By the way, don't go on the road. They can see us. The road that leads north, don't go there.
Alright, MB, I need you to push up towards Robot. Nick, I need you to go up towards Blaze.
On my way.
Affirmative.
Are you Deviro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's kill them from the west.
Or we gotta get up towards Nick, I believe that was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should just get to blade robotic rebel.
Enemy close. Nick, enemy north of you.
That's the target.
Try to get up this hill a little bit. What's your contacts, guys?
Still around marker.
Roger that. Robot, do you see any contacts at your position?
Yes.
Take your time, guys.
Enemy in the mark.
Oh my god, this guy's trying to knife me.
Did you get him?
Yes, I did.
Good, then it's all perfect right now.
Bad manners.
The enemy machine gunner is somewhere around Golf 7, keypads 2 or 3.
Attack here.
Roger that. Alright, me and Deviro are gonna push up. Let's keep the push up, guys. Down.
Okay, nice.
I'm in cap range.
Alright,
me
we just
too.
had one cat attack on us. So many kits.
I've been engaged.
Shouldn't there be a guy around here?
I think we
Machine
got
gunner.
one.
That guy we killed didn't look like a machine gunner.
No, that was no, that somebody else got him. I think they said,
Okay.
or it's actually just a little bit further up. But I think we got him already. Is that machine gunner down, by the way? MB?
No.
I have
Don't
no
think so.
information.
All right, Britain. Quick briefing. You guys held off, or you didn't hold off. You attacked us successfully and took us out. Now there is more enemies reinforcing Novalak Hill, so you're gonna have to clear Novalak Hill, and we are not allowed to respawn.
Can somebody say something to him because my TeamSpeak doesn't work when I'm in game?
One guy north.
Frag out.
The contact is down.
And Britain, when you die too, don't respawn also.
Alright, I'm on Fire Team 1. I want you to hold this house. Fire Team 2, I want you to set up on this marker.
Going to my position.
Am I in your fire team?
Fire Team 1 is MB and Deviro, and everybody else is Fire Team 2.
So am I going there or not?
Yeah, you're in my thing.
In your house? Okay.
Fire Team 1 in the house, Fire Team 2 on the marker. MB
I'm
and Deviro in
running
the
low.
house.
I'm running low on ammo.
Anyways, you have an ammo bag, right?
Yeah.
Alright, give that to
Enemy close.
Robot. Contacts southeast. One contact down. Second contact there on the marker.
Attack on my marker.
That should be the last.
Zivago, do you need mortar support? This is Imaginary Squad 2.
Say again.
Do you need mortar support?
Drop mortars. Golf 7. Keypad 2 on the marker.
Roger, on the marker.
Are they smoking or are we smoking?
Drop airburst.
Roger, airburst.
Squad prepare for airburst on the marker.
You guys see him?
Move to my marker.
Mortars firing.
How's that?
Enemy
Guys, you got 20
southwest.
seconds. Southwest.
Got hit.
Whoa.
Got enemy contacts north.
MB north of you.
Enemy in my position.
All enemies. Two guys
to your
southwest.
west.
I'm going in medic.
Fuck, in the house. 2 men down in the house.
I'm alive.
And dead.
Should we come back to the house?
Deviro, did you
Yeah.
get that contact?
Nope.
No? Alright, head back to the house. Stick together, guys.
Whoever I killed, don't respawn, please. That's cheating if you do respawn.
Alright, if you
Are
respawn,
we on
just
up
hold
for
at my
it? Have
position.
you
I'm
guys
mining.
respawned
Do not
at all,
respawn.
or-
Do not
No, we
respawn.
didn't respawn.
Okay.
I got
Just-
you down.
If you respawn, just hold at my
Before it's
position
not
here.
clear yet.
He's outside the house to the northwest, I think. Northeast. Northeast of the house.
Well, let's give the people at Novalak some more time to clear that one guy out, and then we'll just call this exercise finished. And then, if you guys want to practice squad leading maybe in a public server, I'm not going to be able to attend that. It's getting late for me, but yeah, it could be fun for all of you guys to join up in the squad and play. But I'm going to go ahead and call myself done. You guys can do whatever you want.
Maybe some bullets.
Alright, GG everybody. I'll be back next week for another training.
Thank you, Oskar.
Thank you for
Yeah.
joining.
Alright, see you later, man. It was
Yeah,
good
but- yeah, but
good
see
working
ya.
with you.